everybody, and welcome back to the Animation Appreciation Podcast. I am your host, Liliana Stargazer, and today I'll be covering Helluva Boss, Season 2, Episode 11, Mastermind. Until now, we haven't seen what Stella's brother's powers are, though with his coloring being blues and whites, we kind of figured it would be ice. It is also during this episode that we learn that Stella's known about Blitz using Stolas's grimoire this entire time and has not told her brother about it. During the same scene, we also get confirmation that demons like Stella, her brother, and Stolas only have pupils when their emotions are on high, even if they aren't showing it in any other way. The paper the intern hands over says, "Dear IMP man, please, PLZ, please, hire us, love, heart, me," and a sad imp face drawing with a coffee stain in a ring on it. Blitz has a poster behind him that says, "Incredible Blitz. One night only, big top," and it looks like he might have made it himself. In the wider shot, we see one intern has female horns and a gender-neutral look, so we will refer to them as them for that particular imp. We also have the head imp, who seems to be their voice, who is male all through. Another male, and I believe this one in the far right is an imp who is actually part succubus. Some fans do believe that Blitz's mom was like them, half succubus by their horns. In the images they use to identify them, where it says, "Yes, you," and "under arrest," we see Luna at B's party, Blitz and Moxie in prison garb, with the numbers 6983 for Blitz and 6984 for Moxie, and a shot of Millie from before she joined IMP. If I didn't already know I was bi, that shot of Millie would have proved it. In a pot by the window, Blitz has a sign that says, "No whores." First of all, Luna is a dog playing poker with other dogs. Classic art joke. Also in the poker program is the option to delete your search history. How convenient. Luna is not losing, but she is in second place, and the pot for the victory is $690. The pop-up on the computer says "Operation Broken" and a frowny face. In the pile of papers Luna is burning, we see the first job ever, and she keeps that photo. But she does burn the eviction notices, frowning sun drawing, a target list, and a paper that has a drawing of a horse. On the walls of the bathroom stall, we have a sign that says, "Do not flush non-pee-pee poo-poo." God damn it. I hate that stupid joke. I hate pee-pee and poo-poo shit. It's not that I don't care about toilet humor. I specifically hate that phrasing, because there will be things that are like, here's a words of wisdom from something, or here's a story, and it all just ends in pee-pee poo-poo, and it's stupid. I fucking hate that joke. On the other wall, we see Blitz, "Sucked your mom here," and a drawing of a horse, tally marks, and slashes on the wall, and a face with its tongue out with X's for eyes. Also, Millie is flushing all their old costumes from past episodes and uses Moxie's gun to do it. Behind Millie, we have a sign that says, "Wash your hands, or don't. I don't care." Why does Blitz always carry Luna like that, and she always makes that same face? Also, Blitz has a horse decor on his rearview mirror and on his keychain. Most of the cops seem to be from Sloth, and you know what? That's about right. The rest are some kind of reapers. On the door to the courtroom, we have all 7 sins, Lucifer up top, all of their sigils. Satan, Mammon, and Ozzy on the left, B, Leviathan, and Belphegor on the right. Lucifer's seal is also broken. Is this about the orphans? Because they were already sick to begin with. This is likely a reference to the pilot episode where they burned down the orphanage for elderly blind newborn dogs. Satan has 2 sets of horns. The inner 2 are the most imp-like, which means he partially made the imps in his own image. Also continuing the idea that hell is like a giant circus, we have Satan as the strongman, Leviathan as the conjoined twins, Mammon as the clown, B the animal axe, Ozzy the magician, and Belphegor seems to be some kind of fortune teller. I also love the tiny demon that seems to be a cross between Satan and Belphegor, acting as Satan's "let's stop what we're doing and calm down," as it seems some sins are still struggling with what they embody. We have ones like Ozzy and B who keep it chill and not too overwhelming and actually have a good balance for theirs. Then we have the ones like, Satan, who is the sin of wrath and is working on not letting his own wrath get out of control. And then there's Mammon. They're just assholes and show why their sin is a shit. When Visago's design was shown, the fandom assumed he'd be new villain, and oh my gods, we could not have been more wrong about that. I love this boy. He's amazing. Visago's lines are as follows. What? ¿Qué? Then he says, if this involves him, then he should be here. No, and I do not believe, in Spanish, followed by, I will not shut up when told to shut up. He also calls them a pendejo arrogante, an arrogant idiot. When Blitz is accused of trying to have Stolas assassinated, Visago says, motherfucker. In his attempts to write the lines down, Stryker wrote, Grim Whore, Grim Warp, Book, Gripper, Grimace, Bombproof, and Vet After Trial. Mammon is so uninterested, he simply plays with toys the entire time. Also, notice Lucifer is not present and left a note saying BRB and a ducky in his place. Going by the spider web, he's been gone a while. And no, he won't cross into the story, as the two shows are destined to remain as separate as any two shows can be in the same universe. Also, I buy the idea that Bee and Ozzy are besties, and that's why Bee used an edible dick to chunk at Mammon, because he should eat a dick. Fuck that guy. When it shows it being broadcast to all imp kind, we see a family with a mother doing dishes and her two kids in the background stealing cookies, while her youngest watches with his bat-winged pacifier. Looks like she had 2 boys and maybe a girl. She's not wearing a shirt, so she's likely just a very young girl. We also see Wacky Wally hanging out with Veronica, who looks very, very concerned. Her attitude towards Blitz did a 180 from go die before the apology, the one he actually meant, to concern when he was put to death after the apology. Fizz was eating Wacky Charm cereal. It has dollar signs in it, just so you know. And of course, he has a curly, silly straw. The text between Ozzy and Fizzy say as follows. Ozzy, I don't know. They usually don't last long. Might not be back for lunch, though. You can order something if you want. Don't wait for me. Heart. Yeah, bitch! With 3 A's. I'm getting a whole sushi boat for myself, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. See you on TV. Heart. By the way, he did not. I love you, baby. Heart. Oh my fucking God, Ozzy. Do something. Oz! Also, it says Froggy is typing because he's Froggy in Ozzy's phone, which is adorable. Oh my God. Okay, so I thought today was an amethyst was horseshit. Yeah, no, it has actual meaning and is a real thing. Today is an amethyst means today is associated with the stone amethyst, and you should focus on qualities like calmness, inner strength, and spiritual awareness. He's saying today is a day for calm, and when he says Satan is acting like a ruby, it means a ruby day is filled with passion and strong energy. My apologies, little demon dude. You were right. He was being very ruby and should be more amethyst. I got you. I'm pagan, didn't know that. Oh well. Still can't tell you what today's gemstone is or what it means. Okay, I had to go look it up. So as of today, which is the day I wrote it, today is apparently a turquoise. Positive energy, calmness, and a connection to nature. Cool. I will probably never look up this kind of information ever again, but I learned something new. We also learned from this moment that Satan made himself and made them to be servants, specifically obedient. Well, now we know why everyone treats them like servants. They don't see people, they see workers. Okay, so Stolas flips between Hella Novella, a commercial, and then stops when he sees Blitz. Stolas owl noises when he says, "Oh my Lucifer," like Satan does when Blitz curses. And, Satan curses by saying, "Oh my Lucifer," and Blitz curses saying Satan's name. The animation on Luna's eyes, as well as Blitz in the trial scene, is amazing. Considering she can't speak or use her mouth to enhance the facial expressions, this is a very complicated thing to do, and Spindlehorse did a great job. In the cutaway, we see both Fizz and Vraska gasp and fret over Blitz, because he fixed what he broke with them. Even the unknown family has a reaction because they see him as what they could be. Also, when Stolas shows up, we see a glimpse of why they went after Blitz instead of Stolas, using Stolas' love of Blitz to make him destroy himself. That was Stella's brother's plan. Visago, by the way, when he said, "Yeah," he was telling him to also sing. The word he said in Spanish means sing it. Mammon is playing with blocks, spelling puss, I assume pussy because he's holding the Y. bumhole, dong, and balls. Classy. When Stolas turns around and does the thing with his cape, holding it over his face, that's the same thing from the day he was preparing to give Blitz the stone. So likely this dork was practicing that move for a while. We see you, Stolas. You're such a dork. The look Ozzy gives Stolas when he is singing behind him. Yep, he agrees. Stolas is being a giant dork, but we see you. We love you. You're our giant dork. The entire time he's singing Mastermind, he does not have pupils. It is only when he sings, I have regrets, that they vanish again, and they only return when he loses power, or when his concern for Octavia is high, or when it could just be shock. Either way. Blitz finally understands how he feels for Stolas, not just his words, but how his eyes are animated and his posture. Flawless animation, Spindlehorse. Great job. During Satan's song, we learn he's been there and acted as the law and a ruler longer than even Lucifer has been here. So apparently heaven just yeeted Lucifer into hell and said, this guy's your boss now, bye, and left him. And apparently Lucifer didn't care enough to take over and just let Satan continue how he rules, even though he is still technically over Satan. Also, don't hate on Satan. He's just doing his job. Satan was told a very filtered and carefully selected story. He can't help that he didn't have all the information we do. He is being impartial, and we can't fault him for that. He doesn't know Blitz and Stolas like we do. He doesn't know that Stella's hatred for Stolas would lead him to lie, or lead her and her brother to lie, or how low they will go to do that. He only knows what we saw here. He seems like an okay dude, just misinformed at this point. But this opens up the chance for Blitz and Stolas to have a real relationship without either one having too much power over the other. Previously, Stolas had all the power. Now it's more equal. Sad owl noises. Also, Octavia ran away from the TV at the worst time. She doesn't know he survives and probably thinks he's dead. Also, she ran to her mom because when her mom is being horrible, she's usually zoned out and listening to music. If you actually go back and look, I can't find a scene where she's making eye contact or interacting when Stella's being a bitch. So I genuinely don't know if she doesn't. I don't think she knows how bad her mom is sometimes, because I think Stolas is too good a person to shit talk her mom in front of her if she can help it. Besides the one day where he was having a minute and she ran off. For anyone who's been with me since the beginning, since Lululand, do you remember the conversation that was between Stolas and Octavia? She made him promise he won't leave with Blitz and go away to a place where she can't find him. It was not expressly stated that she can't see her father. But considering that he thought to ask, what about my daughter? That implies he won't be able to see her. At least not for the next 100 years. So we really don't know what's going to happen. But most likely he just broke his promise to his daughter. Can we also just point out that Bee was talking about how hot Satan was in her episode at her party and how she could sleep with him if she wants to. Now we see what she meant. Now, legally speaking, Blitz now has permission to come and go from the world of man since he works for Ozzy. But for the first time, Stolas is seeing images of Blitz and Luna and the Imp Gang with his face crossed out at Blitz's home. He's never been to Blitz's home. And I was right before. It is a 1-bedroom apartment, and Blitz gave Luna the bedroom like any good father would. Cute little owl noises as Blitz cares for Stolas. Luna gave him one of her sweaters. Isn't that adorable? On Blitz's phone, we see Infernal News. In a surprise turn of events, today's live execution became the stage for a theatrical revolution. Theatrical is correct. Prince Stolas' live confession revealed. IMP's CEO, Blitz, was being actively framed for illegal use of the Goetia grimoire by upper-class prince. Following Stolas' admission of guilt, the members of IMP were released unharmed from the courtroom, making them the first Hellborn to ever survive after being sentenced to death by one of the 7 sins. A historical, and then it's interrupted by an ad that says, "Hey dads, deal with it. This is the world we live in." Also, I appreciate your patience as I adjust my settings again. This is a brand new computer, and its processor is it's just a big difference, and it's messing with how loud I sound when I record. I'm trying to take it down. On the next screen, we see tons of emails wanting to be hired up by Blitz. 2 want to be hired specifically, 2 more want a job, 1 asks if he's the real Blitz, and 1 calls him a legend, and more pop in that just varies the same. The banners outside simply say IMP and Blitz with hearts and exclamation points. Also, Stola saying always feels very Snape-like to me and my husband. I couldn't actually confirm that that's what the reference is, but it stuck to my husband as one, and it does feel kind of like what Snape said. After all this time, always. That's all I have for today. Thank you for listening, and as always, have a wonderful night, and never forget, if it's animated, someone did it on purpose. Thank you again. Hi everyone, this is me from Slightly Into the Future. Due to a new computer, all of my programs have been a little wonky, and it took me a good minute to get everything sorted out. Thank you for your patience. My audio will be a little wonky for this episode and a grand total of 5 between my 2 podcasts. Thank you for your patience. It is fixed now.